We're all ready.
Dimitri, level 7.
Slow and steady.
Ah, man. It's not what I want to happen.
Huh. Ugh.
God damn it. So going to this week, just a little reminder, you can actually press L and you can change any uniforms that you have. So instead you can wear this silly thing, you could become a butler, summer, evening, you could become Solstice herself. Or you could become a dancer. But because I'm still in the academy, let's go with this thing. Also, just another thing, because because I did in this file I actually recorded before I recorded for this video. I actually got new people. The actual people that I wanted to get is, besides these 4 lovely puppies, well, I was actually increased my skills so I could get Raphael and Marianne, as those 2 are needed to complete Dimitri's supports. What I did not expect was to get Ferdinand and Petra. Like, I did not understand. I think Ferdinand was more about heavy armor, and I'm pretty sure I suck at heavy armor. Petra was, I think, bow or something. I don't know, but I somehow got these 2. They just came out of nowhere and said, "Hey, I'll join you." They're like, "Oh, what the heck? Okay, fine. Fine. The rest, if you wanna take the time to increase your students' motivation just by 25 points, and there's other things you can do by resting, but now you want to do a seminar, which you yourself can give lessons to some students, or you could actually learn lessons from other faculty members, and later on some other people. Students, people that attend the seminars are based on how well the subject matches their skill goals, or how motivation more likely to attend. So, if I'm not teaching anybody, Sedith will be teaching more on lance and authority, Hanuman teaching on bow and reasoning, and Manuel will be teaching more on sword and faith. In this case, I'm going to be doing the teaching, since I'm more high experience skills on them, and they kind of will get more experience from that. Blah blah blah, swords, blah blah blah, control your battalions.
Each new experience is an asset. I can do better now.
It's all coming together. I'm getting the hang of this. One step before the next step.
A bit more skill never hurt anyone.
Alright. And motivation increased by 50. Awesome. It's Mercedes' birthday. Let's give flowers.
Thank you so much.
Professor, I just got word from the Knights that the last of the thieves have been cornered.
Also, don't you like how I dress some of these people? Pretty cool. I can't always imagine to do as the butler, because why not? I don't know about Ingrid. I don't know why I gave her the clothes. I think it's because she's more of the outgoing door type. Yeah.
Just as planned. They're in Xanadu, the Red Canyon.
We certainly can't allow those underhanded thieves to get away. Let's work together and do our best to take them down.
It matters not who we're up against. They will not harm His Highness.
We're just fighting common thieves, right? I don't expect much of a challenge.
Aren't you a spoil sport? I'm actually quite excited myself. Who knows? There may even be some cute lady thieves.
God damn it, Sylvain.
Well, at any rate, a real battle is a great opportunity for us to see how far we've come. True. The mock battle was a success. We'll be fine so long as we stay the course.
I hope everything turns out alright.
Perhaps Perhaps we are a bit overly excited, but remember that we have the knights on our side. All should be well. Ah, and speaking of the knights, I heard that Gerald is once again one of the Knights of Seros.
He's probably pissed off about that.
Perhaps we'll have the good fortune of seeing you two fight side by side.
This isn't a game, Dimitri.
Oh, of course. I apologize for letting my childish whims get the better of me. In all honesty, I'm a bit jealous. My parents are no longer around.
No longer around.
They died. Both of them. I'm all that remains of them now. Anyhow, I'm sorry to bore you with such things. I'd say it's nearly time for us to depart, eh, Professor?
Sure. Let's do this. Alright, certification. There was like some certification I gave to some of these people that I was like, I forgot they already got certified in some stuff, so there's something I still need to do. So you know what, I did not transition from going from one file to another file with support, so I might as well say this right now. I actually recorded some support that is exclusive to Blue Lions and to these 4 people. So while I fix the classes, enjoy the supports.
Marianne?
Oh, Dimitri.
Oh, I'm sorry for disturbing your prayer.
There's no need to apologize. I just finished.
I see. What were you praying for?
I was simply asking the goddess for forgiveness.
Forgiveness? For what?
I put our soldiers in danger during the recent battle.
What matters is that they came back safely in the end. You shouldn't blame yourself for that.
It's true, but you were injured when you came to our aid.
That? It was just a scratch. A small price to pay for your safety.
But...
I would never regret helping an ally, even if it meant losing my own life.
No, that's wrong.
How so?
It's just all wrong. You have my thanks for helping in the battle, Dimitri. But I'm afraid I have to ask that you keep your distance from me.
Is that so?
Yes.
Forgive me, but I will be there for you. Whether you want me to or not.
I'm sorry. Am I in bed dreaming, or is that you, Mercedes? How serendipitous it is to see you again!
Yes, and here we are. You were so small when I saw you last. How you've grown.
I cannot express how worried I was to hear that you had left House Bartels. I was turned away any time I asked about you, and of course Emile would never tell me anything.
I'm sorry. There was so much going on in House Bartels back then. But enough about all that. How are you, Constance? I hear you've had hardships of your own.
Indeed. House Nouvelle is no more, and I went alone to the School of Sorcery.
Oh, you went to the Royal School of Sorcery? Just before I began at the Officers' Academy, I was studying there as well.
You were? It must have been after my graduation in 1177.
That was the year I enrolled. We probably just missed each other.
No! You mean to say that if I had stayed a trifle longer, we could have been reunited sooner?
It seems so. Ah, dear Constance. When we were little, I thought of you as my little sister. But now that you've grown up, I think our roles might be reversed. I'll be looking up to you now, and maybe even asking for your help sometimes.
You'd ask for my help? I never thought I'd see the day.
And yet you're seeing it. You know, I had another friend at the school. Her name is Annie. Why don't we all have some tea together? I'm sure you two would really hit it off.
You must mean Annette. Yes, I would welcome the chance to have a long chat with her. I'll prepare the tea straight away.
Oh, no need to rush. The tea isn't going anywhere.
Don't be ridiculous. Time is always of the essence. Why put off for later what I could?
Constance, I wonder what's the matter. Did something happen?
Mercedes, sharing your precious time with me is perhaps more than I deserve.
What do you mean?
Why sit with me when you could share your tea time with someone else? I shall instead stand and serve the tea, though if my presence still proves to be a burden.
Goodness, of course it isn't. Are you feeling all right?
My feelings are immaterial. Pardon me while I fetch the tea leaves at once.
Until a moment ago, everything seemed all right. Why did she change so suddenly? I'll have to ask her what's going on.
Ah, there you are. Can we talk? I need a favor, and you strike me as the charitable type. Receptive, aren't you? I know I shouldn't ask, but I need some gold. Hard times all around then. Well, it was worth a shot. Guess that debt collector traveled all the way to Garrick Mach for nothing. If I were you, I'd feel bad about leaving the poor guy hanging like that, but it is what it is. No, it's a lose-lose. I owe the church, too. That means any work I do here, they take a cut. The only way to escape my financial burden is to get clear out of Fodlan. Oh, I didn't mean to bring you down. No, it's just joking, yeah? We all have to decide where we belong and then fight for it. Can't let your wallet control your fate. If money was all I cared about, I never would have walked away from inheriting a baron's house. I hear that a lot. Still, it's true. I was the head of a minor house in the east of the Alliance. I like to say I stepped aside for the good of the house. Has a nicer ring to it than saying I just wasn't cut out for the gig. Or that I lacked the right temperament. My distinguished little bro took my place. Fact is, he's a much better man for the job. Don't go feeling sorry for me now. I didn't mind one bit. Truth is, I'd have been miserable in that life. Having that title was nothing but fuss. Fuss is the worst. This way of life suits me much better. And you? You showing up at Garrick Mach was a coincidence wrapped in happenstance. Your pops was a renowned mercenary leader. It can be safely assumed you'll follow in his footsteps. Don't you ever feel like that life was decided for you? Better start pondering that one real quick, pal. Why keep breathing if your life isn't your own, yeah? Well, there's a decided lack of gold here, so I'll be off now. You think on what I said. Hello, Felix. I see you're here to train as well.
Go away. Just looking at your face makes me want to retch.
With that mouth of yours, you grow more like your brother every day.
Shut up. And stop walking around on your hind legs. You're not fooling me.
I cannot fathom why you seem to hate me so.
Because I know what you really are. A beast, craving blood.
A beast craving blood, am I? I assume you're speaking of the events 2 years ago. Last time we met outside the academy?
I am. The way you suppressed that rebellion, it was ruthless slaughter, and you loved every second. I remember the way you killed your victims, how you watched them suffer. And your face, that expression, all the world's evil packed into it. That was our first battle. I remember it vividly. Oh, Something wrong? Go ahead and deny it, you wild boar.
I deny nothing, Felix.
Well then. I suppose the Dimitri I once knew died during that slaughter in Dusker, along with my brother.
Perhaps you're right.
Hurry up and get out of my sight. I don't make a habit of talking to beasts.
Hey, Dimitri! I heard about what you did.
What are you talking about, Raphael?
Some folks are saying you lifted a whole wagon on your own. And you made it look easy.
Ah, I suppose I do recall something like that. I happened across a toppled wagon, you see. Those people needed my aid, so I aided them. But what of it?
You gotta teach me your training secrets. I want to build muscles like that.
You want my training secrets? So you can build more muscle? I'm sorry, but I honestly don't think I can offer anything that would help you. The royal family has always been blessed with immense strength. I imagine it's largely due to our blood, and perhaps our crests.
No, come on. You don't have to keep your secrets from me.
As I said, I really wish I could help, but... Look, logistics aside, why are you so interested in my strength to begin with?
I want to be really strong like you. I don't just wanna, I gotta. I've had to provide for my little sis ever since our parents died. If I want to do that, I gotta get strong so I can become a knight.
I see. In that case, I suppose I could try to help you. Though I meant it when I said I'm not sure I have much to offer.
Really? Oh, yeah!
I'm no expert on the topic of building muscle. However, for greater strength, you could try devoting more time to spear and sword training. You probably already know that, huh? Of course you do. Let's see. As a child, I was forced to train by running through the mountains all night in heavy armor.
You had to run all night in heavy armor? That sounds tough. What else did you do?
Aside from that, I trained by lifting large boulders or carrying multiple barrels filled with rocks.
Got it. I'm gonna give that a try right now.
Wait a moment. You don't want to push yourself too hard too quickly. You'll damage yourself if you're not careful.
You shouldn't worry so much. I know my limits. My muscles are gonna be so big after this.
Perhaps I should not have told him all that.
Yes, it's decided. This meat is the best meat. Although the other inn has pretty great offerings as well.
Ah, if it isn't Ingrid. What are you up to in a place like this?
Yuri, I could ask you the same.
I'm just out to send a little money to my family. Gotta help however I can, you know?
Oh, that's very nice of you. Forgive my tone earlier. You truly set a noble example.
Right. Anyhow, looks like I interrupted you. You nearly choked on that wad of meat you were gnawing on.
Right. That is true, I suppose. You know,
What is it you're mumbling about?
Nothing. Anyway, you once worked for House Rowe, didn't you? 4 years ago, when I visited Count Rowe at his castle, I swore I saw you by his side.
Quite the sharp memory you have. You aren't mistaken. I was staying there then, yes. I had been adopted by the Count.
Oh? Come to think of it, I thought I'd heard something like that. That the Count had adopted a distant relative of his. A young man whose future was both bright and promising. So, that was you?
Yep. Although now, I'm nothing more than a distant stranger to him. Our ties were severed a while ago. He helped me out by getting me into the academy. It wasn't long after that that we started having all sorts of disagreements. What the hell were you doing visiting House Row anyhow?
Yes. That. How to put it? It was to help clean up after a friend.
Ah, you speak of Sylvain. That must have been quite the mess you were cleaning up. Back to the point. What are you doing out here? Do you frequent this area often?
Mind your business, won't you? I just like to go for walks, get fresh air, that sort of thing.
Easy now. I'm not interrogating you. Really, I just wanted to warn you that it isn't so safe here in the evenings. You'll want to be on your guard.
I thank you for your concern, but I assure you I can handle myself.
Noted. Oh yeah, the innkeeper also wanted me to thank you. He wanted to thank you for being such an enthusiast for the food he sells. Seemed pretty happy about it.
Is that so? How very... Well, I'd better be off.
Seems she doesn't want anyone seeing her with a face full of food. Too late.
That was some close support. Let's start the mission. I think I'll just shorten this mission up a bit, because it's, to not prolong the video that long. Your student has received their first assignment. They are to accompany the Knight of Sorrows to the Red Canyon in order to help strike down a group of bandits. This will be their first real battle. Cool, let's go. Red Canyon Dominance. Chapter 2, Familiar Scenery.
So, we are taking children into battle, are we? I am not certain I will be able to sleep soundly after beholding something like that. I shall allow you to turn back the hands of time. But no, this power is not infinite.
So basically, you do not have the ability to turn back time in case if you screw up. And because this is the Blue Lion's house, which will take Blue Lion people. Let's go ahead and have Happy join. Jeez. We need some more. Actually, let's take Raphael with you. Happy can go with you. And let's take Ferdinand. Yeah, I think that'll work. Alright, we are set and let's do this. Defeat the enemy commander. Linkaro Dimitri falls in battle.
The Red Canyon. This is the first time I have ever been here. It's like walking through a ruin. Let's get this battle out of the way, Professor. The thieves must have already been driven back.
The Knights chased us all the way here?
Chief, let's get out of here. There's no way we can win against them.
Shut your dumb mouth! Where would we go at this point? You can't be a thief if you fear death!
You also will not be smart if you don't know when to retreat. But then again, they don't pay the bandits, these jobbers, to be smart.
There is a back road to the west. Let's split up and approach from the west and the front. If we advance cleverly, we attack from both sides and gain the advantage. I'll leave the rest to you, Professor. But before all else, we'll need to cross the bridge.
Of course.
Ready.
Let's go ahead and equip you with the sword.
What should I do?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll cut.
Rally.
I owe you one.
All right.
I aim for greatness. I can't relax here. We need to prepare for our next battle.
Their face. Okay. As you say. One thing I want to make sure is that myself and Dimitri's level is ahead of everyone's because main characters. Of course, that's why. Go ahead and get you out of the way.
Let's keep our guard up.
Level up for Mercedes.
It's just is not my day.
Damn it.
I hope the goddess blesses them to rest in peace.
In pieces. However, get them a little high. I'll help out. I need to protect my poor darling kids. And you can just attack them from afar. So this guy can attack me.
Threat eliminated. Still whole and sound, I hope.
Well, he's not holding sound. Not anymore. Huzzah. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you.
Over already.
Dimitri, level 7.
Slow and steady.
Ah, man. It's not what I want to happen.
Huh. Ugh.
God damn it.
I know they are just thieves, but this never gets easier for me.
That's not what Felix says. Anyways, get rid of you.
Should I have held back? We must all do our part.
Alright, we have 9 people. We're gonna have Ash go here, which leaves 8 people. So 4 goes here and 4 goes through that way. I think I'll go this way while everybody that has spear. No, actually, I think about it. Yeah, I'll go this way and everybody else will go this way. Some spear people and Felix. So, which means you are going to go be one of the person that's going to go up there. Felix is going to go up there too. I think you go ahead and be one of those people that goes through this way. Yeah, they're coming this way. Yeah, she'll take you on. Alright.
We stole this treasure. It's all ours. There's no way we're gonna give it up to some knights.
This is our chance.
Oh, 55%. That's not good. Okay, that's good. Alright. It's, actually, Ash, I need you to go through here and attack from here.
That's how it goes.
Thank you. And we can use those keys to unlock chests or door, depending on which keys they are.
If I'd hesitated, that would have been me.
Let's
Be gone. I had to do it. Don't hate me, please.
Not too bad, they hate you forever now.
I will have my vengeance.
I kinda might give you a bow. I think the bow was just there. Maybe you just found the bow.
That worked out. I did it! See? I'm a great fighter.
Sure, you sure took the death of someone. Happy. Nice to know. Happily, I guess. Yeah, you're very happy about someone's death. How have you joined these guys? I feel like they need more help than we do. Me and Dimitri can take care of these guys. Kinda hope it's that will kill
Next
them.
time, bring your friends. Finished already? I was hoping for more of a challenge.
So he says, okay, I could actually go here. finish you off. Next, you still protect Mercedes.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, do me a favor, just stay there
Our
for a second.
strategy is solid. I'm getting the hang of this.
It all comes down to this.
Who's next?
Level up Ingrid.
I'm not at my best today.
Ah, fudge. Treasure chest says you got a large bulletin. Awesome. Also, Ash's special ability lets him unlock doors and chests without the keys. Awesome. Unfortunately, I need to move out of the way so I could even attack him. I didn't have Dimitri move.
As expected.
Because I did not give Dimitri any javelins.
Luck wasn't with you.
Too slow.
Who closest? Because Dimitri, blah blah blah. Let's have you do the kill.
I must stay focused.
Mercedes has a good amount of defense or resistance to magic attacks, so I'm gonna have her go in for the attack. So.
I'm a natural.
Hi. And that should leave you open for someone that is in level 5 to finish you off.
What's next?
Level up, Sylvain.
Guess I've gotten better.
You have to surrender. Please surrender, or else you're gonna have this little girl chop your head off with lightning bolts. Repeat, surrender now.
Sending these brats instead of the knights means they've underestimated me. Big mistake.
I kind of figured that was gonna happen. I was expecting much from Annette, to be honest. However, let's send Dimitri in. Actually, my plan was to get my character to.
Spoiled little noble, just die like a good little rich kid.
Unfortunately for you, I will not oblige. You will regret all that you have done.
Either way, as I was saying, I was gonna have my character finish him off anyways for the experience points. Like I said, I always try to make my main character or any protagonist have higher HP than everyone else.
It can't be. The mercenary from before? It's the one now, you're pals with the knights? I'll kill you and your pesky brats!
Shut up and die!
I should have never listened to that idiot. What a mistake.
Your mistake was being born a thief. Okay, that was a little bit harsh, but still. He tried to kill Annette. You should just let her execute you with bolts of lightning.
We must all do our part.
That's it?
We have defeated the thieves. We'll follow the knight's instructions for what to do next. You led us well, Professor.
Stage completo! Red Cannon dominance. I was MVP. Yay! I remember this being a peaceful place. Hmm.
I wonder why it is that you recall this place.
Silly girl!
You must be weak of heart. Each time I speak, it scares you so.
You surprised me.
Although the battle's at an end, do not feel too at ease. Well, anyhow, I am quite fascinated by this place. As far as I can tell, this is your first time here.
Still, it feels familiar. Have you been here before?
How very odd. I wonder if somehow my memories have... I must admit I am unsure. Beyond the name and this strange feeling of familiarity, I can't seem to remember anything about this place. And yet, a great depth of emotions tied to that sense of familiarity. Like joy and sorrow, pain and love, and all things in between. If I was somehow here before, I wonder what took place.
Professor? We should return to the monastery soon. We're all ready for the journey.
Very well.
It is time to depart. But know that time reveals all things. One day I will remember that which I have lost. Oh, by the way, it seems you've earned my gratitude. The thieves who came here are no more.
Why are you grateful?
I am not sure myself, yet I am grateful all the same. In any case, you must become accustomed to my voice. If you fall down with shock each time I speak, that just won't do. Oh, you think you're standing strong? Of course you are. It was a jest.
We're finally back. I'll leave the report to Lady Rhea in your hands, Professor.
Yeah, of course.
Huh. Edelgard.
Huh?
Does the Black Eagle House have a mission to see to? Remember, on a real battlefield, one can never tell what's to come.
This is why I'm wearing my gym clothes.
You can never dismiss the possibility of the worst-case scenario. Take care, Edelgard.
There's no need to state the obvious, Dimitri. But tell me, why the concern? Perhaps you doubt my abilities? If so, your lack of insight is disappointing.
That's not what I meant. If I've offended you, I hope you'll accept my apology.
Don't worry about it. Professor, we must hurry. Everyone's waiting on you.
I suppose I should be off too. Try not to let her get to you, Dimitri. I promise you, there's no need for concern.
Alright, she's in charge of the Black Eagles. Puppy love?
Now that's a lark. I had no idea you had a sense of humor, Professor. I'll tell you all about it. Some other time.
Sure, Dimitri, sure.
So you have safely disposed of those bandits. I pray that their souls find salvation. But why did they target the students to begin with? We must further investigate the true cause of all that took place. Until we know more, I ask that you support the students and relieve them of any unnecessary worry.
I'll do all that I can.
Good. I have high expectations for you. By the way, how was your time in Xanadu? Legend has it, in ancient times, a goddess alighted upon this world in that very canyon. For a goddess from the heavens, Xanadu could only have been a temporary haven.
Temporary haven?
Long ago, the divine Saros received a revelation from the goddess. A gift to help guide the lost. The goddess is always watching over Fodlan from her kingdom above. However, in ancient times, the goddess graced this world with her presence and offered salvation to the people here. She is the mother of all life, the arbiter of every soul.
My father never told me about this.
I see. During your time here, I pray that you come to devote yourself to the teachings of Seros.
Lady Rhea, I am sorry to interrupt. There is something I must ask about in regard to those bandits.
As you wish. We shall continue our discussion when next we meet.
A goddess? I have no memory of her. But then, I have no memory at all. Oh, how bothersome. It is as though I know, and yet I don't. Perhaps Xanadu was my home back when the goddess walked the land. If so, what does that make me now? A ghost?
Why are you haunting me?
Are you simple? That's impossible. I am most certainly alive. Of course, we also have the mystery of why I'm here with you. Is it somehow connected? Perhaps some past regret is stopping me from moving on, and now I'm forced to stay with you instead. No, that's not it. I can't believe in such a meaningless existence.
You know, if you read that, we just read it like that, it sounds like she's going, but I think because of the voice direction, Patrick says actually like, yeah, you're supposed to be like, you're not going I as you like going to be worried, you're just going I as you go to fall asleep. Good at Cassandra. Right? That's her voice actress, right? Alright, with that, we are done with chapter 2. So, thank you very much. And I think I'll try to treat this route more as a guide than an LP. I'll see what I can do. But thank you for joining me in this episode. Until then, I shall see you guys later. Arrivederci.
I look to you like a